Let's see that is on. And welcome. Good morning, everybody. My name is Osa. It is Christmas Eve. And we are playing Farming Simulator 22 on Maypole Farm. It is the first day of July. And hey, the crops are ready. Well, some of them. As you can see, I've already started. I've done one headland. I'm on the third. I might not complete the third. I might just do the far end and then pick a cut-in point and not do the bit closest to the road. So we bought a header, and it's the 25-foot one. I have the header trailer over there, which is all fine and wonderful. Yeah, basically I went for the biggest one, so our money's down a bit. We got paid for 3 of the or hay contracts yesterday. Unfortunately, 3 of them completely bugged out on me. I think they wanted silage bales, because one was calling for delivery to the BGA. BGA doesn't accept hay. So that's a little bit of a problem. So we made money on 3. We lost, we didn't lose money, but we didn't get any credit for completing the 3 that we couldn't complete. That's not necessarily a bad thing. We got all of the hay off the fields. I found a grass bale. I think that was on the video. So that I carried back to the farm and gave it to the cows as sort of direct grazing feed. One of the hay bales I was making came out as grass. I think the problem was the bale was in the baler when I shut down the game or saved the game to have my lunch and go out and do stuff. So basically didn't. I'm going to have to empty this. Yeah, so basically I ended up with the grass bale dropping and nothing I could really do with it. And so I just had to give that directly to the cows as well. All of the other hay bales were loaded into the cow shed. So I believe our cows have lots and lots and lots of hay now. You can't see it from here, of course. They've got 305 litres of regular food because of the grass we dropped in. They have got a full tank of things. Also a good deal. Our cow farm is there. Hello, cow barn, right there. So yeah, we now have 700,000 litres of hay in the feeding bins, or the mixing bins. 475,000 litres of straw. We have no mineral feed. We also have no 50,000 litres of silage, so we're going to have to make silage. I was bringing this round, which I should really have finished doing before I went bouncing around the world. So yeah, as I said, the harvest for this year has begun. Fortunately, we now have our own harvester, which came in on a store sale, and that's a good thing because our harvest is going to be spread out over about 3 months. and leasing a harvester for that long is kind of expensive. And should be about 16,000 litres. Well, that's not full by weight, so that's a good thing. There we are. Keep that running. Pull that in and engage that and engage that. Alrighty, so this field we are getting a fair yield from, by the looks of it. A little bit lower than last year, but that's not a surprise because our lime is a little lower. Not significantly, but it's still in the good range. But it is a bit lower than ideal. And we'll be liming this field again this year, I think. I am dropping straw. We are going to be needing that to shred for the cows. Long hauler. We are. I don't know what's going on. Beginning of the week, we had an estimate of 18 inches between Thursday night and Saturday night. The latest one I looked at, we are averaging 1 inch per half day from Thursday night through to Sunday morning. Not any significant deposit on Sunday morning, just just it's going to be snowing. I'm looking out there now and it's a very, very, very light snow. I doubt there's very much in the way of accumulation. So that's kind of a good thing. I'm not folding. It's weird. I'm trying. Oh. No. There we go. Try and turn on GPS and it just didn't want to know. Told me I'm not allowed to fold up the equipment. Yeah, our driveway is a bit lower and runs down to the back of the house, one lower, with a walkout basement. So along the side of the house, it's drifted, sort of at the basement level, and then the wall holding back the front lawn. There's a ramp up to the pathway, drifted there, and there's sort of a 2-inch drift at the bottom of the steps in front of the house. But apart from that, it's, I can still see tufts of grass above the snow. So it's really, really, really not that bad. But we live sort of mid-east Michigan, and the lakes cause all sorts of issues. The weather reporter, it's going to be 2 feet of snow, and the snow misses us. It goes south, it goes north, it just doesn't do anything along the 94 corridor. So we're kind of thankful for that. We did get a generator installed this year, so that's actually a good thing. If power does go out, ours won't, because they don't run gas lines on wooden poles above the road for fairly obvious reasons. But right now I'm not looking at moving the... We're not looking at going out anywhere for a few days at least. So I'm not looking at pushing any of the snow off the driveway. The thing is there's just enough snow to just make it annoying and potentially cause an ice sheet on the path. So I kind of let the snow sit because the snow provides a little bit of resistance when you're walking through it. So even if there is ice forming at the bottom, it's not a problem. Teenage Osa did put salt out when it snowed. Was it Monday? There really wasn't a lot of snow on that day, so the salt was still sitting on the path, and I'm assuming that at best the snow that landed on it has absorbed that salt and it's at the bottom of the pile, so kind of a good thing, I think. Okay, how am I doing? Hopefully there should be 2 more rows here. Oh no, this is the top end. Okay. Cutting was a bit weird, but okay. We're all good. Mrs. Osa's getting some much needed rest, and her nurse is due at about 11 o'clock today, so we'll be closing the street down before or as she arrives. And she'll be removing the staples, so Mrs. Osa can continue her healing. And are we 8,200 on this or 6? 8,600. And I probably got that guess wrong as well. So yeah, I fixed up the fence. It's only got 11 hours on it, so that's not bad. We got it at about half price. The header trailer and header obviously full price, so is there enough room? No. Well, darn it. Oh really? You're not? They'll get me round. Bye bye, dear. But yeah, not really an awful lot going on in the Osa household that I can talk about, and probably won't be able to talk about for quite some time. And 44 Ranger, good day. Well, thank you, and hope you have a good Christmas too. We are full. I'm guessing we're probably looking at about 40,000 litres of whatever this stuff is. What is this stuff? Oats, which we will take when we have a decent moment. We'll run down to the grain mill and start turning that into flour, so we can turn it into bread, and that's where I need to dump this. And the other field we've got to harvest is the one straight across the street there, which is our purchased wheat. It's not going to be a very good yield, I don't think, but primarily I'm going to be doing a 3-lap, what do you call it, 3-lap headland, and then we'll get the doits out with the mower and we'll mow the rest of the crop. Well, as far as I understand, you mow the crop, you row it, and you bale it and you wrap it, and it is whole crop silage, which is something our cow robot needs. Robot cows eat whole crop silage, yes. Mrs. is recovering well. She has, as I was just saying to a moment ago, she has her nurse coming round today, so we're probably going to be cutting the stream approximately 11 o'clock. The weather's meh, but the amount of snow on the ground is not too significant. So the nurse shouldn't have too much in the way of problems getting here. And I need to go the other way to get to that. The nurse is coming over to remove the staples. And apart from that, she's doing a lot better than she was after surgery last year. And that's quite a significant thing. I mean, she was convalescing for a good month and a half, 2 months, and still not, still not 100%. This year, she was up and about and mobile pretty much immediately. So we're thankful for that. Obviously it's Sunday tomorrow, so our church does have a morning service, just the one, and no evening service, so we'll be attending that. And I don't stream on Sundays. Sundays is strictly not a streaming day. We will be back on Monday, because I'm not working on Monday because the office is closed. We're going to have to check the environmental score when we finish this field, just see what it's at. I think it was 99 when we started this job. As I said, we've got 2 rows here, we've got 1 row coming back, and then we've got the awkward bit. I mean, this field started out as probably our best yielding field because of the soil in it, but really it's not big, so the potential income from it isn't the best. It's not bad, but it provides for us. Let's give it that much. And obviously 20,000 litres, it's probably worth we're probably going to get about £40,000 from this field, which in the grand scheme of our farm income might not seem like much, but it's a good thing. And of course we grow cereals every year because we've got to feed the grain mill. We've got to provide straw for the cows. So that's a major thing. I think, I mean, looking at the levels of straw bedding in the barn, I think we made sufficient straw last year just about to cover what we needed. And I think I used some of the contract harvest straw to put into the cow robot, so yeah, there's that too. Now once these two fields are harvested, we're going to have nothing to harvest until August, potentially. Our grass field is on the 50% growth stage. I think the field to the north of our grass field may be ready to cut. There may be a contract there potentially towards the end of the month. So we'll have to give that a check up as well. Now, also we have 2 rounds of grass silage that we produced on our farm from our field this year so far, and I'm not planning to sell that until winter just because it's best value then. So I could end up with a little bit of a storage problem for silage before the end of the year is out, unless I went and stored it in another yard. I don't have any other silage clamps, so we're going to have to store things loose. I'm planning to put the extractor into the maintenance shed and reconfigure the wrapping colour for the whole crop silage, just so that there's an easy visual. You know, the whole crop silage is light blue, and the and the grass silage is the black that we're already using. That way things won't get confused as the year progresses. In all likelihood, once the whole crop silage has fermented, I will be unwrapping that and throwing it straight into the cow robot, just so that the bins are full and ready to go. The only thing we're short then is the mineral feed, and I can buy that to the mineral feed silo. It's mineral feed or seeds, and since we bought the arable yard, I don't need to store any seeds on our original yard. It's kind of difficult. What do I call all these yards? Obviously, this is the yard we started with. Is it our main yard? I don't know. The arable yard isn't up to full-time running, really. So that might take, I've got some equipment over there. The harvester will live over at the arable farm. Our field purchases will be the fields up the top there, close to the arable farm, because obviously it makes all of the harvesting and stuff more convenient. And we'll buy the field adjacent to our wheat field, because the entrance to that is straight across from the arable farmyard. So it's sort of keeping all of the fields in the same place. So at least as far as harvesting, seeding, and all the rest of the work is concerned, we're not travelling halfway across the map to do it all. Contracts are contracts. They happen everywhere, so we're always going to have to travel for those. And full again. Tractor's back a few. And I think we did similar with law folds as well. I mean, we started in the middle. That was a major map in the middle with lots of surrounding fields. But then, because I started out doing the sheep farm first, I moved most of our purchases over to the sheep farm side, and then as we expanded into cows, I progressed over there as well. But it was sort of, I like to keep things next to each other. Generally, I like to grow as few varieties of crop as possible. Now, that's not to say I'm going to limit myself to a cereal or or an oil seed or something like that. But it's the idea of, if most of my fields are wheat this year, I just go out and cut all of the wheat in one go. I don't have to worry about, I've got to go back and empty the trailer before I move on to the next field because it's a different cereal crop. They're all going to be similar production points. However, I do believe that the best whole crop silage cereal crop is going to be barley, because it tends to produce more grain, and once you're producing grain, the game doesn't really care what it started life out as, at least as far as converting to whole crop silage. So you get a couple of percentage points more barley than you do wheat, so growing the barley will get you a little bit more volume in whole crop silage. Oats is really bad for that, but we still need to keep the grain mill fed, so that's something else to keep in mind. So we want a grain crop for flour, and we want a grain crop for whole crop silage. We also need cereal crops for straw as well. So probably in general going to stick to oats for the flour and the straw, and barley for the whole crop silage, but we might mix in sometimes some wheat here and there.